Assalamualaikum. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Your Excellency Ibu Retno. Wonderful presentation, a lot to take in with your vast experience as an ambassador first, then as the foreign minister, and leading Indonesia in the G20 and ASEAN. We truly salute you. Big hand to Ibu Retno. Now, it is all about people, Ibu, yeah? And because it's about people, public relations today is also visual. We all agree, yeah? It's very difficult to move and craft just words. Sometimes we need to be visual. For that, I also looked through the profile of Ibu Retna. Ibu has got 1.2 million followers on Instagram. Now, that's just incredible. And to start the session this morning, I humbly request Ibu if we could do a Wi-Fi with the audience so that this photo flies and hopefully it'll be 1.2 plus 1 million. Yeah. And for that, maybe I just invite all of us to stand up. We'll do a quick photo op. Yeah? All right.
Thank you very much,
Or
everyone.
maybe
We'll
Ibu
take a
boleh
great
tekan. Saya
review with
tinggi, ya.
everyone.
Boleh,
Hopefully,
Ibu,
we'll get to that 1 million mark as well with the help of Ibu Retno.
Okay, Ibu? Boleh, I'm blocking everyone, so I'll just go down. Yeah.
Cheers! Say Bali!
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Please be seated.
Posing juga. Posing juga, ya. Oh, sekali lagi posing. Ya.
One more with the cameras. Can everyone stand up once again and say Bali? Yes, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Ibu. Thank you, everyone. So that's all for the question and answer. No, that was just for starters, Ibu. My first question, Ibu, is not to you, it's to the audience. Do you love durian? Smell like hell and taste like heaven. With that in mind, maybe can we just show one of the visual, Ibu? Yeah. Durian diplomacy, king of fruits, served at ASEAN-China Ministerial Roundtable. There's so many definitions of diplomacy and how we get engaged in ASEAN and in the world. Ibu, in your own words and in your own experience, do you enjoy durian?
Yes,
And what is durian diplomacy? And is this a good tactic? Ibu.
Thank you, Pak Jeffrey. In ASEAN, we call durian is the fruit of ASEAN. So all the Southeast Asian countries and its people, of course, loves durian. And I remember very much in 2015, so it was almost 10 years ago, Pak Jeffrey, when Malaysia chaired the ASEAN. Your foreign minister was very smart. So after having a tense meetings, and then at the end of the day, Anifa, the foreign minister of ASEAN in 2015, told us that it is out of scenario, of course. Friends, let us have durian party. So at that time, at the end of the evening, we have durian party, and it breaks all the gaps. It's very smart. So the moral story is use soft power diplomacy or soft power approach. Because at the end, friends, We are all human beings. Give your personal touch to your friends, to your colleague. You know, Pak Jeffrey, what I did in the past? Before I started the negotiation, I read thoroughly the CV of my partner. I have to know him or her very well, including the date of his or her birth. At one point, I met my colleague. I know that we will have a very tough discussion. He was born on the 17th August. And then I start my negotiation with mentioning that, look, friend, your birthday every year is celebrated by hundreds, millions people. And he asked me, why? Yeah, because you were born in 17th of August, and 17th of August is Indonesian National Day. So we celebrate your birthday. And you know, friends, after that, everything is very easy. So I am a very strong believer, Pak Jeffrey, in soft diplomacy, of soft approach, and treat your partner, your friends, as human beings, beyond official relation, because it will last long and longer beyond your professional or official status. Back to you, Pak Jeffrey.
Excellent, Ibu. Excellent. So, a request to Pak Boy, maybe we can bring in some durian to the hotel later. This is a very important tool for diplomacy. Yeah, thank you. Ibu, the youth, as you mentioned, and a few speakers mentioned yesterday, is the future, both for public relations and communication. In the era of digital diplomacy, in your opinion, Ibu, how is Indonesia adapting its communication strategies to engage both global and local audiences, particularly the youth demographic? Ibu.
Are we talking about digital communication?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ibu.
All right. So, Pak Jeffrey mentioned about my IG. I have 1.2 followers, and also my Twitter as well. But I have to change my Twitter before. My Twitter is official Twitter, so I now have to change it. What I found from the digital communication is when you put your message in a very heavy way, then they will not buy it. They will not buy it. For example, after a meeting, then I talk in my narrative about the meeting. And then only few likes it. But if I combine this heavy message with something soft, very human, then they will buy it, especially the young generation. But of course, for me, I don't want just to put the very easy one. I have the responsibility to educate. So that's why the right combination, the right approach to present your message matters. The young generation will look into it, will buy it, will give comment, but at the same time, we have space to share our experience and even to educate them. And that is very important point, because mentioned by my the previous speakers. Bring the truth in your narratives. Do not manipulate. When you start manipulation, you have to continue to manipulate. And that is not good in the public communication.
Yes, so true, Ibu. And technology is big, not just, of course, in Indonesia, but throughout the world. And related to that, I just want to check whether we have our friends from Africa in the house. I know Noella is here. Can we just show of hands from Africa? Yes, from South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, I see. There's so many of you. In March this year, I actually attended and was a keynote speaker in Zambia. I do not know whether Irene is here. Is Irene here? Maybe not yet. But I got this book called Shaka Zulu in Africa, in Zambia. Now I just want to refer to two parts. I'm not going to read the book, but two chapters of the book, which is very interesting. One, chapter 9 says, this is about 200 years old warrior, Shaka Zulu. Be obsessed with world-class technologies. Be obsessed with world-class technologies. Ibu, AI is at the forefront of communicators. Pendapat Ibu tentang AI, penggunaan AI, and what we need to care about AI. Ibu.
Thank you very much, Pak Jeffrey. Again, Pak Justin mentioned about AI. So we have to make friends with AI. AI is not our enemy. It is inevitable for us to live with AI. But again, human being, human touch won't be replaced by AI. Human touch won't be replaced by machine, by technology. So don't worry that at the end, of course, technology is inevitable, but we can live with technology without surrendering the value to be a good human being.
Fantastic.
I don't know how to use AI, but
Yes.
I belong to the old generation,
Yes,
so I don't know how to
me
use
too.
AI.
Yeah, but the reality is AI is here, but the human values have got to be retained. My last question, Ibu, also referring to my new cikgu, Shaka Zulu. In the last chapter, and I'm very scared to say this because we are full of PR and communication practitioners, students, professionals in this room. Shaka Zulu says in chapter 10, the final chapter, never believe your own PR team. Oh dear. Oh my. Yeah. It's so interesting, right? Ibu. Number one, I'm sure you trust your PR team. Maybe Ibu can comment. To what extent can we believe? And there's some truth in what Shaka Zulu says 200 years ago? Ibu.
Thank you, Pa. It's surprising. Friends, again, I'm only able to tell the story from my side. What is our experience? My experience, especially in managing my IG. Of course, I have a team, the IG and Twitter team, and I trust them because I trust on teamwork. I cannot do anything by my own. So they took video, they took picture, and then at the end of an event, we communicate each other and discuss about, to start with, what sort of song that we are going to present. Because if I am, for example, in Africa, then the first question is, what is the most popular song in Africa? And we try to do research. And then the second one is, what will be the main message? And the main message for me, usually I craft it by my own. Because I am the actor, I am the actress of an event, and I can feel it. I can feel the audience, I can feel the surrounding, I can feel the context, and even I can feel the political framework. Because sometimes our PR team doesn't know much about the political sensitivity, the one that, I know. So based on the discussion with them, they are perfect. They know the technology. They know all the song from all over the world. But still, your hands, your touch, is needed
Yes.
in the teamwork. And again, I'm a person who do believe on the teamwork. So I do believe on my PR team, Pak Jeffrey.
Yes. Excellent. Excellent. We must have trust. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question. Now we understand better durian diplomacy. We understand better digital diplomacy. We understand better youth communication. And we understand all this must be together with the keyword trust. Please give a big hand to Her Excellency Ibu Retno Marsudi for joining us today to explain the power of public diplomacy and nation building. Thank you, Ibu. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ibu Retno. Mr. Jeffrey would like to invite you to stay on stage. We would like to present you Ibu Retno with a token of appreciation.